Hi everyone, welcome to this new lecture. Let's see how Python string works, how you can define a Python strings, and what are the operations you can do on a string in a Python. Strings in the Python is actually surrounded by either one or two quotation marks. For example, let's say if I write it here something like this, that's the single quotation marks there. Otherwise, you can also define it with the two quote there. Alright, and however, when this gets printed here, you will see there just one quote there. Alright, perfect. You can also print this string by using here a print. If you are using normal Python file other than the Jupyter notebook, then you need to use the print to print these values there. So there you can type something like this. Now you see when you use their print, then these quotes are not printed there. That's the difference between when you run these values and these gets printed into a cell without a print, then it includes here a single quote, otherwise it don't include. You can assign these strings to any variable as well, something like this, let's say. And then you can print this variable, or you can just simply write it and run a cell. It will print this variable there. All right. So, but suppose that if you want to print a multi-line string, then how would you do that? For example, let's say I say here, let's suppose that you want to print, all right, multi-line string. All right, perfect. So this string, as we know that a string is surrounded by double quote or a single quote, but what happens when we have our string which is actually running in a multiple line? Then what happens? Let's go ahead and run this and then see what happens. It says that there is the error. All right, because we break down this string into a multiple line and then surrounding it with a single or double quote doesn't work. All right, but if we keep it into a single line, then it will work there. So to sort it out, what you can do, you can here put it a 3 double quote there. All right, so a string surrounded by 3 double or single quote, that can be used as a multi-line string. All right, let's go ahead and run this. You can break it out here, you see. So as soon as we hit the enter here, now you see there a new line is inserted there at this particular place there. All right, now this is the multi-line string. The difference is here, if you print this string, now you will see there it will print in the same way like we defined this string as a multi-line string, because this new line got printed as the new line. That's when this string got broken from this particular new line from there. All right, perfect. Similarly, you can use there a single quote as well. Suppose that you have like this, sorry, triple single quote you need to use there. All right, that's the triple single quote you can use there to print this. And similarly, you can use here print to print this string. Now the another thing might happen with you. Suppose that when you have a string which have a single quote in the string itself, suppose that it has a equal to, and you are trying to create a multi-line string where I say let's. All right, then see what happens. If you print this, you got this, right? So what happens there, although we used there a single quote to surround the 3 times single quote to surround a string, and inside we use the single quote, now this quote is preserved here. All right, but suppose that if you use here just a single quote to define your string, something like this, that's the error. All right, So if you have apostrophe there or a single quote inside your string, then you should surround your string with the double quote there, something like that. Alright, perfect. Let's go ahead and see how you can define the arrays in the string or string array. Alright, so let's say here you have this KGP Talkie YouTube channel and site kgptalkie.com. Alright, this is the A, and that's the string here. So you know what happens whenever you define a variable as a string in the Python, that variable value is string itself and individual character is actually made of the array of a string. So in Python we don't have any data types as the character like we have in C or any other languages, but in Python each of these characters itself is treated as the string itself. Alright, so whenever you want to access any of these characters, you can access those by the position of the string or by using the indexing methods. That means if you do here A0, that's when the first character will get printed. Let's say if you want to print here 10th character, then you need to put there the index number 10. Index 10 means 11th character actually. If you want to print here the last character, then you can put there the minus m there. Alright, so the minus m is the, minus 1, that's the m here. Alright, that's how. Now you check the type of, let's go ahead and check the type of this. So now if you check the type of this is the string itself. So what's the problem here? I mean, what's the trick here? The trick is here. Now you see the type of A is a string itself and the type of any character is a string itself. Since in the Python there is no character data type, so all of these characters are defined as the string itself. So you can say that a string is made of a strings array itself. That's mean a string, this string is also an array of string. This seems a little confusing, but yes, that's the true, right? So this string is itself an array of a string. Alright, similarly you can also find out the length of any string. So the length of a string says that the character, the total number of characters present in the string including spaces here. Alright, for example, if you say something like this, 1 space, you will get the 1 character there, 2 space, 3 space, 4 space. So you get there the length of this string is a 4 because these are just the empty spaces there. So all these spaces are also included while calculating the length of the string. Alright, let's go ahead and combine two strings together. So let's say you have here A equal to string 1 and then you have a B equal to string 2. If you want to combine these two strings together, you can simply do here A plus B. You will see there string 1 and 2 will be combined together. But do you notice here there is no space between 1 and S here? That means as soon as this string 1 ends, string 2 started from there. So to include these spaces, what you can do, you can add there, you can add here in between additional space, something like that. So string 1, string 2, otherwise you can say something like that, string 1 and string 2. Alright, this is all about in this lecture. Thanks for watching this. I'll see you next one.